What's going on, everyone? Welcome to week 5 of the CGT. This week we are taking on Wolferwolf14, coach of the Trostu Garados, someone who is a very close friend of mine and someone who I think has one of the most underrated channels in the draft league community. This guy is so good at Mons despite his record. He's one of the top ranked coaches on the CCS leaderboard, and he is so funny. I love watching his videos, so please go watch his content because he's a great guy, and I don't know, I'm a stickler for Austrians, so whatever. But yeah, as you all know, I've been on a 2-game loss streak, which has not been very fun. I will admit I've had a lot of personal life issues in the past few weeks that are gonna continue into the up and coming weeks that have kind of affected my mental health and energy in a lot of ways. I'm not saying this as an excuse for the losses, but more so to say that I might not fully have my head in the game as fully as I did in week 1 or week 2, but I'm trying to climb my way out of that, get back into draft league, use it as kind of like a little bit of an escape for some of the IRL stuff I have going on, and, you know, hopefully climb out of this losing streak, because a lot of these losses against Sally, against Galar, something I've been noticing is just as like I'm personally in my IRL life getting kind of just frustrated and in a not so great position, it's kind of reflected in my playing. Something I noticed about my week 1 game as opposed to my week 4 game is week 1 I was being meticulous. I had a full game plan. I had all of these thoughts and ideas about how to handle what would be the ultimate win con, what I need to keep alive, all of these type of things. Galadite last week, I was just clicking buttons, and that is something I need to step outside of. So this week we're going back to basics. We're running hazards, we're going to try and status things, and we're going to try and find a win condition to win with. It's pretty straightforward, it's pretty simple, but I just need to get back to basics and play it slower. I just need to calm down, slow my pace, and take my time when deciding what I need to do. I can't have a situation like last week anymore where I make a decision in a split second and it costs me the entire game for it. I need to take my time, pace myself, and really think. But this week is going to be no pushover. Wolf is a very, very tough competitor and is looking to climb out of his own loss streak as well. So a lot at stake for both of us here. So it's a very tough game, and I'm hoping that what I have is going to help me win this game and help me come out of this loss streak. So let's go into the team builder. Alright, so our matchup against Wolf, you can see our opponent's team below me in the face cam right there. We are facing an Urshifu single strike, which is terrifying. Salamence, Nidoqueen, Arcanine, Magnezone, Vaporeon, Serena, Ditto, Orbeetle, Tauros, Wartortle, and Carbink. I really would not be surprised to see any of these Mons show up against me at all. Even lower things like Wartortle and Carbink have some amount of place against my team because they do a decent job checking Weavile. That being said, I would say the most likely brings are probably obviously Urshifu. Vaporeon I think is extremely likely against my team, and then something like Arcanine, Nidoqueen, Salamence as the next 3, and then it's a toss-up between Magnezone, Orbeetle, Tauros, Serena, and maybe one of those low tiers. So, but I do think the top 4 plus Vaporeon are most likely coming, but Wolf has been pretty unpredictable with his brings this season, so we'll have to see what he ends up doing. We could see something totally unexpected and different. We're gonna have to prepare for that. Hence why, even though I'm trying to sort of go back to basics with my strategy in this game, in this match, I need to be open to multiple different win cons because the number of Mons that are possible to come against me are so vast for me to just have like one specific win con locked in. So the strategy here is going to be to get rocks up, toxic things, specifically bulky stuff like the Vaporeon and the Salamence, if it comes bulky, which I think it might. Things like Orbeetle. Toxic, just spread as much as possible, get rocks up, get that residual chip going, and then I have 3 Mons on this team that are here to break and are here to win, and those roles are interchangeable. So I will go into more detail as I show the team, but that is generally the idea. get chip, break, find a win kind of sweep. So, first mon is Necrozma. This is going to be a rock setter. It is running max speed to outspeed max speed Nidoqueen, as well as, like, you know, a no speed Salamence or something like that. Photon Geyser Earth Power hits everything for the most part. It obviously does not do very much to Vaporeon. I wish I could have Toxic on this set, but I cannot. This is also a very decent check to Life Orb Nidoqueen if he ends up bringing it offensively. But generally speaking, Photon Geyser Earth Power hits a lot of his mons. The things that it doesn't hit are like Orbeetle, which I feel like I have sufficient answers for, but not the greatest. But generally, this thing is just to get up rocks, fire off psychic attacks. If Urshifu wants to come in against me, fine. It's going to take 35% from an Earth Power if I predict and click with that. Generally speaking, just support rocks, something that can sponge hits, etc. The next mon is going to be Weavile. This is a very strange Weavile set, admittedly, but it is something that I think will work this game, because the two things that I need Toxic most, Arcanine and Vaporeon, are things that Weavile baits in. So I want to run Weavile in that regard. And if I'm feeling ballsy enough, I can even taunt Arcanine or Vaporeon if I think they're going to teleport or wish or anything like, well, teleport for Arcanine, wish for Vaporeon, or Heal Bell for Vaporeon is something in particular. I do not want it losing that Toxic status. I'm willing to use Weavile a little bit more expendably this game, largely because I feel as though I can. The only thing I need it for definitively is to rile up those toxic chips and taunts on the bulky things like Arcanine, Vaporeon, so that my sweepers and breakers can go in. Ice Shard is there for priority on the off chance that Dragon Dance Salamence comes, or I need the extra chip for Urshifu, or I need to revenge Urshifu and it's really low is what I sort of mean. But yeah, generally speaking, it's a bit more of a supportive Weavile, which I know is a little bit weird, but I think it is my best option to get Toxics off on Arcanine and Vaporeon, which is very necessary this game. So that is the Weavile. The next mon I'm going to show is my Urshifu answer. We are running Dragon Pulse Toxic Rest Talk, mostly just because this takes on Urshifu, right? With Shell Armor, Wicked Blow is never critting me, so it's just an 80 base power move. That's pretty cool. Close Combat never 2-hit KOs me from Scarf Adamant. If it's banded, it does, but if it does 2-hit KO me, that's going to give me the opportunity to go into Landorus and set up. So that's not the biggest concern for me. I also kind of want it to be banded because it would mean that I have a little bit of speed control barring webs. So yeah, seeing banded Urshifu would be very nice, but in case it's anything else, this checks it. This also baits in things like Vaporeon, baits in stuff like potentially Arcanine, and can just get chip off on those things. Even one Dragon Pulse is very important to get chip on the Nidoqueen. So generally speaking, basic set that just is the Urshifu answer. So finally we get into our breakers and cleaners. What I think is most likely to be a breaker and not a cleaner is Miltank. This is Miltank's debut, and it is a pretty awesome Miltank set. People usually run Miltank like Milk Drink, Heal Bell, Toxic, Seismic Toss. I sometimes do that. But I kind of like its offensive potential, especially in this game. Fairy plus ground nukes this team. Every fairy resistance is weak to ground, and Earthquake play rough with Expert Belt after one power-up punch is OHKOing most things. I believe +1 power-up punched Earthquake kills Nidoqueen with the Expert Belt, obviously KOs Urshifu with play rough, KOs Arcanine, and with Scrappy, I'm not going to get intimidated or anything. If it's a offensive Salamence or doesn't, you know, it doesn't like have like max bold nature, then Play Rough will do a lot to that as well. Earthquake kills the Magnezone. I can even come on in Vaporeon and try and just get chip on Vaporeon using this. I can go for power up punch against Vaporeon, and then if he burns me, I can start spamming Facade. This is the one mon I'm a little bit worried if Ditto comes in against, mostly because I would have a little bit of concern swapping into it. Initially, if Ditto comes in against it, I would probably just have to let it go down, or I would just not send this in until Ditto is gone or like someone handled. So yeah, that is like the one caveat to this set, but I think it looks pretty good here just because against those top 6, its coverage is immaculate. And I also just really want to see a Miltank outspeed an Urshifu. Like, please run bans so I can play rough the shit out of you. That'd be awesome. Okay, next mon is going to be Landorus. This is what I think is going to be the most likely cleaner, but I've also found in mocks that sometimes I'll just need it to swap into certain things with the leftovers and have a little bit of longevity and just spam Earthquake sometimes. That might be a role it gets put in. But this set 1v1's Ditto. If he sends Ditto in, and he's Scarf, I should say 1v1 Scarf Ditto. If he brings something else, then we're playing with terrifying speed ties, which is why Ice Shard Weavile in the back is very important in case he wins that. Yeah, if he goes into Ditto, he has 2 options, right? Well, he has 1 option. His 1 option is to click Fly. Like, anything else, he'll be locked into it because I'm assuming Scarf Ditto. And if he's locked into Fly, I can Rock Polish that 1 turn and then outspeed with Fly the next time. I go up in the air, he goes down, and all of a sudden something has to take a Fly or, you know, anything like that. So that'll be cool. That'll be cool to see. So I could also just like raw Fly as well. It'll depend on the situation. I could either Rock Polish or Fly, so it's not bad. Yeah. So the next mon is, or the last mon is going to be Diancie, and we're running an offensive Trick Room Diancie. Kind of weird because this team is so slow, but I didn't want to get dittoed. And I actually feel like Trick Room works really well here. Moonblast Earth Power hits literally everything pretty well. The only thing it doesn't is like Orbeetle, but I'm not really going to run Power Gem just for that. I think it's going to get chipped pretty safely. This is the mon I need Vaporeon chip for. This is why I have the Toxic and the Taunt on Weavile, and why I'm trying to break the Vaporeon with Miltank and just get damage on it as much as I can. It's so this mon can clean, because once Vaporeon's gone, this mon does crazy. So I need to make sure that's possible. Vaporeon needs to be down so I can set up with this Diancie and just go to town. Moonblast with Life Orb does an enormous amount of damage to his team. And he can't really pivot around it with like Nidoqueen, Arcanine, because they're still taking like 40% from Moonblast. So I think this is going to be the best possible breaking and or win condition that I bring this game. So that is the hope, is that Diancie ends up winning this for us. We did make the transaction last week, and even though we didn't win last week, I still am liking the look of it on my team. And hopefully this week we will get our bargain for our buck. Is that the expression? I don't know. We will get our... Diancie will do well. The trade will be worth it. That's what I'm trying to say. Whatever. Okay, let's get into the game. I'm scared. Let's see. Like I said before, you see Wolf's record right there. Sorry, weird mirror thing. He's much better than 04, and I think his differential is like +6, which is insane for 04. I think it was 3 1-0 losses and a very hacksy 03 loss to Vepsis. That I don't know. Wolf should have won against Vepsis, in my opinion. Vepsis is just lucky and bad. He's taking 252. Okay, I usually take 252, so I'm pissed that he called that first. Oh, I need to quit this competition. But yeah, I'm nervous, but you know, like I said, I actually have like a thing here. I'll show you in a second. I wrote this down on my laptop. It says rocks plus toxic, and then below it says slow down in big letters. And I'm doing it so I can remind myself. It's just down there so I know I'm not clicking buttons too fast, anything like that. Yes, let's go to restore battle team. This should be correct. I don't want to see Orbeetle. I've kind of decided that. Webs are going to be really annoying in this game if Orbeetle comes. So I don't really want to see it, but Wolf is an extremely unpredictable builder. His builds are great, but they're just very unpredictable from my perspective. So like against Vepsis, for example, he brought a lot of his low tiers. When me and Vepsis kind of prepped together, we kind of just expected his top, you know, 6 or 7. I'm 151. He's already playing on the battle tower thing. We're gonna press A and get into it. A. Jesus Christ. Took a while. See what comes. I expect Vaporeon, Mensers, Funi to Queen, the rest are toss-ups. I could see Tauros totally coming. Tauros would be scary too. Ditto would be very scary as well. See Ditto. We don't see Tauros. That's really nice. We do see Serena, which is something I was hoping I wouldn't see. Rockers, Nido Queen. Got it. Okay. Do I prioritize rocks first, or do I prioritize toxic first? That's a big question. I think I want to be leading off with Warrior here. If he leads Scarf Serena, he leads Scarf Serena. But against everything else, it looks pretty solid. So I feel okay with that. Leading Weavile is good against Vaporeon, which he leads often before. It's great against Nidoqueen. No Arcanine there makes life kind of nice. Diancie looks great. Plan is to chip Vaporeon. Diancie goes in. Perfect universe. Perfect universe. So, I actually want to know how much damage Serena needs to be in for... I'll figure that out later. No, I don't need to. Moonblast is 67 to 79. Okay, good to know. Ditto, actually. Very interesting. So he's going to see my set, which sucks. I don't want to knock this off at all. But I don't know if I have another choice. I could Toxic it, which would be not ideal. Him knowing my set now is kind of nice. I think I'm going to Toxic you first. Yeah, I'm going to Toxic you first. I like that a lot. Glad I didn't lead Necrozma there because it would have gotten up rocks. I don't know what he goes into here. I think he just clicks knockoff here, but no, he swaps out. So do we see Vaporeon? Brand? Yeah, cool. I'm just gonna knock this off here. So we are toxic. Vaporeon is toxic. And I'd like to knock this off. There's like no question about that. So I'm just gonna knock it off. Don't like this thing's item. Don't like leftovers. Again, this being shipped is the win con for Diancie. I'm playing these turns fast because I've sort of telegraphed them, but I'm going to need to slow down in future things. When I make a read, I need to slow down in particular, but Toxicking Vaporeon was one of the first two steps. So that's awesome. We do get the knockoff off. In a perfect world, okay, he just wishes. Interesting. Okay. So we see Wish. I almost would have liked to taunt there. I think I'm going to taunt now. He's so obviously going to Scald. But I don't have a choice. Don't heal bomb me. Perfect. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So it's Wish Toxic. That makes me think it's not Heal Bell, which I like a lot. Fuck. And we should be back into this. Alright. So, weird thing on disconnects. I've had like an extra minute to contemplate about this turn. I believe what I still want to do is just knock again, because it's going to get this thing in range of many things. It's taunted, so the worst it could do is Scald me, and I don't care about being Scald burned. So I'm just going to knock off again for extra chip. And I want more information on this thing's attacking move, right? Is it flip turn? Is it Scald? It's flip turn. See, so that's what I was a little bit excited about. So if it was flip turn, that extra damage is massive. And I'd like to see what comes in here. If it's Urshifu, perfect. And if it's Serena, I think it confirms Scarf to me. So, in either situation, I'd be going Turtonator. Wish, Toxic, Flip Turn. It could be Heal Bell in that last slot, because I know it doesn't always run Protect on Vaporeon, but I don't know. Okay, Rouch. Urshifu. Yep. I don't know what this theme is in terms of nicknames, but we'll see. I want to see Choice Band here. Maybe. I don't know if I do or not. We'll see. Urshifu. U-turn? Sub. Interesting. Okay. Not leftovers. Just gonna Dragon Pulse you here. He can't 2 a KO me with anything. Yeah, it does nothing. Cool. Could Dragon Pulse again. Not necessarily a resist. So U-turn, or no, sub, close combat. I feel like I'm just gonna Dragon Pulse for Chip. I want to know what this Nido Queen is, which I imagine is coming in here. This thing being on 75% is awesome because now it's in range of Miltank, and I know it's not Scarf. Smoke. Yep. How much is Dragon Pulse doing? About 35%. Looks to be offensive, actually, so I feel okay going into Amethyst here. Don't mind that at all. I'm hoping this thing isn't T-Spikes. That would suck. That would suck a lot. Okay. He's going to go for an attack here, so I think it'll be T-Spikes or Rocks or something. It's Ice Beam. Okay, cool. Unless you're Poison Point, this shouldn't... Holy shit. 203 to 139? Does that make sense? 64? Yeah, actually it does. Alright. I think I'm gonna go for Rocks here. There's Rouch. Suppose Earth Power was a play too. Not the biggest deal in the world though. I do still want this around, and I feel okay going Turtonator again. If he CCs, he CCs. Yes, he does. Yeah. He might just sub again, honestly. But I don't really mind that. He Wicked Blows, perfect. So I can rest here, I think. I don't know if CC will kill me or not. Do I want to like make a read or something? I don't think I need to. No, I don't need to at all. This thing isn't the biggest deal. I can beat it offensively now. I'm gonna rest just in case, but yeah, okay. Urshifu's gonna get a kill. It's a scary set. I lived on 1. Let's fucking go. That's so good. Alright, now I get to sleep talk here. That's so good, Turtonator. I literally just thought I was dead. He definitely got a low roll there. I'm sorry. That's crazy. Okay. So let's sleep talk here. Burn 1 turn. Perfectly okay with that. He could, you know, do the sub thing. I'm okay with that, I think. You know, resting is a little risky there. But I think it'll be worth it. Especially if I get okay sleep talks here. Be curious what this thing's last move is. Really curious. Really curious, actually. And I'm wondering if this is a bad idea, because now I only have a 1 in 3 chance to pick a sub. But does he want to risk that? I don't know. I feel like Nido Queen's kind of safe here. from his end. But I'm not sure. He has to make a tough decision here, right? Because the sub is risky. If he loses 25% for nothing, it's not good, but he is gonna risk it. That makes sense. Makes me wonder if he's like a berry of some sort. That would be terrifying. Please give me Dragon Balls. Toxic. Okay. Just gonna go for it again. It's actually scary, come to think of it. Woke up. Nope, just close combat. So I would really, really appreciate the prospect of a Dragon Balls here. A ton. I would love that. But I won't get it. No. Okay. Do I just rest again here? I think I do. Because he's clearly not bulk up. Might have been a throw doing that, but we'll see. He doesn't have a lot of CCs left in him either, which is interesting. Sub-Urshifu's scary. That shit's terrifying. We're gonna have to sleep talk again here. Burn 2. This last move's a little bit scary. Just close combat. I need 1 Dragon Pulse here. That's all I asked for. Just 1. Not Dragon Pulsing might have just been a huge mistake. Give me a Dragon Pulse, please. Please. Actually, not this turn. I need a Dragon Pulse this next turn. I should have just Dragon Pulsed. That was dumb of me. Because if he's still behind a sub here, what do I do? I'm not sure. Because what do I have that outspeeds this? It's Miltank. Please, please give me fucking Dragon Balls here. That'd be awesome. I've gotten 3 so far. I just need 1. Fuck! Okay, that sucks. That sucks so much. Okay. I should have just done it while I had the chance. Yeah, I'm gonna have to lose 2 things here. Shit. Okay. That's okay though. I can afford to lose 2 things, I think. So let's lose this first. I'm just gonna Dragon Pulse on the off chance he does something weird. Does Wicked Blow. Okay. That sucks. I really would have liked 1 Dragon Pulse there. Just anywhere. Anywhere. Any Dragon Pulse. 1 Dragon Pulse, 2 Dragon Pulse, any Dragon Pulse. So do I go Warrior and Ice Shard and let that go down? That's my speed control for Ments. That seems like a bad idea. I think Lactatia's gonna have to be it. I might just go for Facade. If I was Chopple, that'd be awesome. But I'm not. But I'm not. That's okay though. I think I go Lactatia. Ditto is still looking like a very viable win con as well. Or sorry, not Ditto, fucking Landorus. So let's go Miltank here. It sucks that we have to lose it like this, but let's just click Facade. Knowing full well we outspeed. He'll CC here, but that's okay. Should be okay. I don't see this doing much work with the Ditto in the back. And the potentially Scarf Serena. Now, what is the means to revenge this Urshifu? I'm not sure. So we do get the facade off. Should 100% break always. He might sub again, which would be ideal. Maybe Wicked Blows. Interesting. Okay. He's like minus a gajillion. So I'm curious if Power Up Punch is going to kill him. Let's just play it modestly and say he's minus 4. Power Up Punch should be killing it. Let's go for it. Perfect world, he's not Sucker, but he might be Sucker. He switches out. Cool. Yeah. What? He has an Arcanine? Huh? What just happened? Am I going crazy? What? He doesn't have Mets. He has an Arcanine. Jesus Christ. Okay. Let's go for Earthquake. What the fuck just happened? I am confused. Extreme speed. Does this kill me? Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. He's Life Orb. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. You know, is this my opportunity to go into what's it called, or do I want to go into Zeppelin here? I'm not sure. I think I want to go into this. Serena's not chipped enough yet, though. What if I go into you? But you could be fast, so it wouldn't make any sense. Let's go into Diancie. And either click Trick Room. Yeah, we click Trick Room always. Should always click Trick Room at least. Is he Ironhead? Does this get Ironhead? It does. Fuck. I think I'm gonna double. I don't want to get Ironheaded here. If he's offensive. Which he 100% is. I want to scout for that shit. 100%. Okay, he stays in, which makes me think he's going for something interesting. Show me Ironhead. Yep. Glad I called that. Really glad I called that. I have two options. I could either just go for EQ right off. Could go for SD. I could also go for Rock Polish, but I think I'm just gonna go for EQ straight off. Swaps out. Show me Serena. That'd be dope. That looks like a Serena. Cool. Boots, anything like that? Nope. So this could be going for Axel. This is the chip I needed for Diancie. 1,000,000%. So I should be faster than this if it's not Scarf, but that is a risk. If it's Scarf, it's going for Axel here. Is that okay? Not really. I'd like to go Warrior here on the Axel. Is that crazy? How much do I take from a triple Axel? Versus Serena, Choice Scarf, triple Axel. Should never be 2KOing me, so I feel okay about that decision. He could spin, which would suck a lot. Ton actually. I didn't think of it. Oh, just Axel. Okay. So I should be able to get a clean knockoff here. Ooh, that's not good. I don't like that crit. That was like the worst time to crit. Okay, can we not please? If you reveal to me Scarf here, I'll know, which is cool. Please tell me that Diancie dies to my Diancie dies to an earth power from Ditto. Shit, it doesn't. That's bad. I didn't think about that. But his won't kill me either. Unless I'm low already, which I will be. This is not great. I need him to sack something. That's my issue here. Just need him to sack something. Please don't get all the hits, please. Okay, it doesn't kill anyway. Cool. Okay, this is dead. Love it. So he was Scarf. Shout out to Chris. Scary, 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 scary. Spooky. Very spooky. I need to figure out what the hell's going on. There's Brand. Okay. Brand is cool. Brand is here. Is this something I want to Toxic? Is this something I want to go into Amethyst on? It's obviously going to flip turn here. So I think I just go for the knockoff. It's so obviously going to flip turn here. It wishes! That's not ideal. That is not optimal, as Wolf would like to say. My play is always to knock off again. No! Shit! Urshifu's coming in. Fuck. No. That's bad. Fuck. Shit. Fuck. Oh, that's not good. Okay, at least I get rid of its item, whatever the search for is. And I can Toxic it the next turn. Do I taunt it or do I Toxic it? I think I have to taunt it. I can't let it throw a sub, unless I break the sub, which would be cool. Does Weavow break the sub of Urshifu? What the hell is this Urshifu item? That's what I want to know. Smoke. That is not that. Oh, it's this. Interesting. Okay. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Okay, we get to knock off the item at least. Does this kill? Jesus Christ, that did a lot of damage though. I think I'm going to preserve this. I'm 100% going to preserve this. I want that priority in the back. Nice. Cool. I feel like I can safely Earth Power here with no drawback. Or at least very little drawback. Okay, it's fine. Is it worth attempting to fucking, what's it called? Not be this. No, I just Earth Power again. I'm afraid of this Urshifu being like Lychee Berry. That's what I'm scared about. Bonito Queen's gone. Diancie doesn't look optimal because even though Vaporeon's chipped, it doesn't die to an Earth Power. It doesn't. It just straight up doesn't. So there's Roush. Stones. Can Earth Power here. Ice Shard might kill this. It's going to be close, but it might. If it does, that would be ideal. Oh, he doesn't sub. Okay. So is this Ice Punch is question number 1. And if it is, does Landorus die to it? I'm very bulky on it. Urshifu. Ice Punch. Choice Band. Ice Punch at -1. Let's say it's Expert Bolt. That's worst case scenario. It should still never die. If it's Adamant. Oh, it's low actually. It's a roll if it's Adamant Expert Bolt. But if it's that, then it should... No, so Jolly would be the worst case scenario. And that never... That KOs in 1 out of 16 universes. So we're gonna go with that. Did I get my leftovers? No. Okay. I always Earthquake here. Always. Should kill. Definitely should go. 1,000,000% should go. If he goes Ditto, that's amazing. That's so good. And that's the reason I need to preserve Weavile. Is if he's Ditto and he's not Scarf Ditto, then that's the issue that I have to grapple with for a bit. It's not the end of the world, though. EQ hits everything. The exception of Lando. Could go Ditto, but that's fine. This thing is meant to 1v1 Ditto. Brand. Okay, it's this. He goes into this. Interesting. God, this is tight. Does he go back into Urshifu now is the question. I don't know. He might. And if he does, do I have to stay in? Am I forced to? I still don't know. He goes into this. Okay, perfect. I think I'm going to play off the assumption he's Scarf. I don't think I have a choice. Do I Rock Polish or do I fly? Do I Rock Polish or do I fly? He's always going to fly, or he's going to go into Arcanine. If he goes Arcanine and I Rock Polish, I'm still okay flying. So I'm going to fly. He's not Scarf. Fuck. That's bad. That's really bad. Shit. Shit. Okay. That's horrible. Because now he's gonna fly. No, he's gonna SD. Okay. Still does a chunk. He's not leftovers. Is he Yachi? Like what is about to happen? Because now he's gonna outspeed me. The only way he can touch me is with fly. So I'm just gonna fly again, I guess? Ditto Mind Tricks. Fuck. Okay, no, now he's gonna fly. Alright, shit. If he is Yachi on this, mad props. Mad fucking props. Because this thing's now gonna fly. Okay, and it's gonna come down on me. It's gonna come down on me now. Do I live? There's no fucking universe, right? god, I can't believe he's not fucking Scarf. Okay. So he flies now, he kills me. If he misses, then that's fine. I lose. I think I lose. Unless I sack... Unless I sack Diancie here. Is that crazy? Yes. Miss. Doesn't miss. Okay. So now Weavile comes in here. And I have to click Ice Shard here. I have no choice. Cool. Very cool. My concern is if this is a Iron Head or Shifu, in which case I lose. He goes into this. I don't have a choice. That sucks. Fuck, man. Ice Shard won't put this in range, right? Versus an Arcanine? No, it won't. So if he E-speeds me here, I mean, does this kill? Let me just make sure Arcanine kills Diancie. He'll be adamant. Iron Head. It should. Just gonna Ice Shard here and hope for a crit, I guess. He goes for E-speed. Alright. Because he's gonna Iron Head here and win. I think. Let's go for True Crown. How did that kill? Oh, he's Life Orb, right? Alright, another loss in CGT. I'm not happy, but things happen. Alright. I don't really have great playoff hopes now, at all. And I'm sorry to disappoint everyone. That's crazy to me. I don't know what I could have done better. He didn't bring Scarf. He didn't bring Scarf Ditto. And that lander is set. Literally did me in. If I let me think. If I go into Diancie on the fly, let me think about this. If I go into Diancie on the fly, sack Diancie, go into Weavile, click Ice Shard, then that dies, Arcanine comes in, same situation as before, presumably. Now I have Landorus in against Arcanine. Arcanine is -1. I would need to set up a... I would have needed to set up a rock polish, I think. It would have outsped me. No. Well, it would have died anyway to its own recoil, or to its own life orb recoil. So I always set up a rock polish there. And then it just would have come down to if he had Sucker Punch or not. So, yeah, that's the game. Good game to Wolf. I love him to death. He's a great guy. I'm just very bummed at myself. I wish I was better. Alright. See you all next time.